Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we got to talk about it. Wealth tricks, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Markets are on fire. New S&P 500 record. It keeps going. Don't stop investing until you have to take profits, that is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos because you never know who's out here looking for information, who is actually working hard, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to figure out what to do. It's not easy, ladies and gentlemen, in this environment when prices are sky high, tariffs are running rampant, inflation is unaccounted for. We don't know if it's 3% really, if it's 4% really, but we do know prices are going up regardless of what a government says the inflation numbers really are. So there's only a few solutions left, as 80% of the population already lives paycheck to paycheck. That also means there's only a few people that have disposable income to make investments. Now, let's start off with the wealth tricks that the wealthy use. So, they first of all have to accumulate assets. The sooner you can accumulate assets, the better. That's your first thing. Then they also have additional revenue coming from businesses. So once again, they put themselves to have cash flow and appreciation. Does that sound like tricks to you? I made the title Wealth Tricks, but it is no trick. You actually have to invest in something. It could be your time. Just like if you want to do social media platforms, there's a lot of people doing it on all different type of places, the Pinterest, the TikToks, the Instagrams, the Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, a bunch of places, Rumble. There are ways that you can make money that can use you as the focal point, your time. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. No tricks in reality. The trick is you have to have disposable income or the time to create the wealth. And how much time will it take? Most of the time, it is not a week. It's not a month. It's not a year. It's not 2 years. It takes time. Years, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we do find lightning in a bottle every now and then where the time frame can be shortened. Just like when somebody shows up on social media, all of a sudden has 1 million followers. Obviously, that isn't often, but it does happen. But you still have to be in it to win it, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think the wealth tricks are? Because we'll start going down how you can figure out how to create wealth, the wealth trick. Well, let's start with the first things first. Well, I should start off all live streams now when I know already I'm expecting the 2025 number for people that are living paycheck to paycheck to increase to 85%. That's what I'm expecting. So That would leave 15% of the population that has disposable income to make investments. So, in order for you to be able to make investments, the ordinary citizen, the OCs, that means you have to reduce your debt. It's plain and simple. Well, a lot of people will say, well, that sounds easy, but how do we reduce our debt when we have bills? Right? I get it. Well, fortunately for you, you're here watching this live stream tonight. I have some things going on in the background. I'm about to put something in the chat room, and for every replay after this live stream is over, um, oh, I won't be able to log in. But after this live stream is over, um, this is not good. I have something coming to my phone and it's not coming, so therefore I can't use it. This is a problem that is envisioned from the beginning, using people's, facial recognition, fingerprints, things coming to phones and then they don't come so you can't log in. Um, Hilarious. Um, Annoying. So what we'll do is we'll continue along this line because this is exactly what happens. The wealth tricks means we have to reduce debt. Number one, right? It's very simple. It should not be rocket science out here, especially here in the SSN nation. So in the chat room, I'm going to leave you some links so you can get them now. Whoa, wait a minute. That's not it. Hold on a second. I thought I had it, but we'll have it here shortly. So here's some things that can help you with some free help from state and federal nonprofits. Findhelp.org. That's the first spot you need to go to. Uh-oh. Uh, that's not good. Let me see if I can, I can't remove this. Um, that's really not good. I put in a whole, what normally, I don't think you guys are going to be able to see this. So I'm going to have to do something differently. All of it. You shouldn't be able to see all of that. So let me change this up. Let me just take this right here. All right. In the chat room, you will see some help if you even have mental health as help, need mental help as well. That's also in the chat room. You would see it twice now, maybe. But nonetheless, you need job training at no cost. You can go there and check it out. Findhelp.org. If you need help with car repair, even that may be on your list. If you live in America, you put in your zip code and that's how it starts. That's one thing to do, where you can get actual monies, grants, help, where people would say, okay, you need down payment for a house. Okay, you need a down payment for rent, things of this nature. There is help for American citizens. So go check it out, courtesy of Matthew Lesko. Now, the other thing, we need debt resolution. The wealthy does those tricks as well. So what I'm talking about, some people go, well, I don't want handouts. I don't need this help. Well, you know what's very funny is the rich have no problem asking for subsidies for their companies or themselves. They have no problem getting taxpayers' money for their companies. They have no issue with that. That's welfare, ladies and gentlemen. Just like when we're giving tax cuts and tax breaks to the wealthy, you're paying for it out of your pocket. That's a problem. That's welfare. You need to go Google how much does the Walton family get? How in subsidies? Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, Facebook, the list goes on and on. But you sit here and go, oh, I don't want welfare. Meanwhile, paying hundreds of billions of dollars in welfare to already wealthy corporations and people. You want to know what's even worse? Is some of these corporations who receive subsidies don't pay people enough, and their employees go down to get SNAP, to get food stamps, to get medical services. And that company gets billions of dollars in subsidies. So I tell everybody, how can you feel like I don't want whatever when the rich are taking and making themselves wealthy and they're not helping you out? So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Post retirement travels in the house. Mr. Worldwide 2 is going out soon. And he's an investor, avid investor, ladies and gentlemen. Goes on tonight with the wealth tricks. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening: somebody call the fire department. The stock market is on fuego. Can we please get some L's? Tired of winning. We're not getting L's anytime soon with the stock market. You can forget that. We're only taking L's with inflation, tariffs, and the rest. Everybody who's investing in the S&P 500, or it could be the Dow, or it can be the NASDAQ, it's going to keep going up, ladies and gentlemen. Again, did I just not say this? These guys get subsidized, and they're getting tax cuts and tax breaks on the way, and the Federal Reserve is reducing the federal funds rate so the corporations, can borrow more money at lower rates, interest only. You want interest only? How about no interest, ladies and gentlemen? But first, we still have to deal with the debt consolidation to get your debt down, right? That's what we have to do, because you don't have a corporation that you can sell to another corporation and create value out of it, right? So, as an individual, you're going to have to get your debt down. How do we get our debt down? And in a short period of time, 1 year to 2 years, okay, you got to hit up tracy.sharpe at moneyladder.com. I'm going to put it in the chat room. All right. You guys will have it. And the wealth trick is, one of them is investing in the stock market. That is no trick. You know why I call it wealth tricks tonight? Because ordinary citizens don't look at the stock market as a place to invest, because it's long term. But it's not long term like your grandparents' long term, because our stock market in the environment past 2000, it's moving. A certain top 20% of the stocks are moving up rapidly. No longer do you have to wait for 5% over a year, or 5%. Let's just put it this way: just this year, if you would have invested in Nvidia, AMD, Qualcomm, you would have 100% your money. That didn't have to take years, did it? Didn't have to take, like your grandparents, 10 years, 12 years to double their money. No, you can do it now, ladies and gentlemen. That is the trick. You have to be in the game. All right. Now, let's get to the Tracy factor. You guys need to get, first of all, there's a mission that I want you guys to be on. That mission is 775 credit score. Let's see, make sure this isn't going to work, is it? Oh, yeah, it'll work. Okay, good. Yeah, I need you guys to have that 775 credit score by December 2026. December 31st, 2026. That is the goal. If you guys are new here, who's watching this new, I want you guys to understand. When I put some numbers out there, it's before the time comes. Long as you have it by then, you will be fine, because I want you to be able to have 0% interest, just like the big boys, for 3 years. Right now, it's 0% interest for 24 months is the best one you can get. This is regarding credit cards. But does it really matter? It's credit cards. It makes it better, actually. Use other people's money. I would like that. We're 95 to 97% of whatever you pay towards that, because there's going to be an annual fee, of course. But almost 100%, almost, take a few points off, will go towards your principal. So I don't know about you, but I think a lot of you, if you had to spend some money on groceries, like a lot of Americans are right now, and you go to the grocery store and you get like 3 bags for $250. A lot of people can't make it. So it'd be awfully nice if, even though you do have a great credit score, that you can swipe it, have 0% on that amount that you're going to owe, less a few points. Because again, it's not going to be 100%, because that's not how it works, because you have monthly annual fees for whatever credit situation you have. And so, but nonetheless, that would go a long way for you. Your energy bills, your electric bills, because again, people are living paycheck to paycheck. 80%. And at the end of 2025, my prediction, somewhere between 83 to 86%. That's what I believe is going to happen. And needless to say, it is going to happen, because everything's double damn near. Your energy prices are double. That means your electric, your gas, your uh, and I'm not talking about gas in a car. I'm talking about natural gas. This is getting out of hand. All right, just so you guys know. All right, let's go. Eric, I sent you an email regarding the YouTube video I watched about Larimar Project. There's a bunch of movement, unless I am missing something. Yes, you are missing something. There is, well, I guess, I guess if you are looking from the outside every few months, there's a lot of movement. Uh, yeah, the only movement that there is a beach club that they have. Okay, this loose term about beach clubs. This is Larimar I'm referring to. This loose term about beach clubs. First of all, most people look at a beach club and they say beach. You're thinking beach, first of all. Second of all, you're thinking what's at a beach club, a restaurant, bar, whatever. Maybe even a dance, nightclub, whatever. Fine. Okay, so what we have is Larimar City, in case people are not familiar with it. I might be doing a video on it. I just like the guy that did it, Jamie Gruber, but he doesn't come from where we come from. He wasn't here in 2022 when Larimar came out. He wasn't here in 2023 when we had members of Claire HP, the owners of Larimar, on live streams telling us what they were going to do in 2023. So my view is different than his newbie view, because first of all, the definition of a beach club, I expect a beach. So first of all, the movement is they built a pool. It looks very nice with coverings, which is what's needed in the DR. It's outside, of course, which, I don't really, again, it gets humid there. But nonetheless, I'll just stick with the fact of the matter is, it looks very nice. They built a pool. They have some sort of jacuzzi. I don't see anybody in it. So I don't know if it's hot or if it's cold. So we have that setup. It's a pool with a jacuzzi, no beach in sight. They have a something next to it. I don't know if there is a bar, but I don't know if it's a paying bar. I don't know the status of this. But let's just say they have a pool, they have a jacuzzi, they have a pavilion, which is cool, and it's a sales place. Seating, the views are awesome. We've been up there, you guys. You can, well, I don't know if I still have videos, but there's a few videos on the channel. We're up there at night. You can see the water glimmering, just standing there, sitting in the pavilion. I mean, and overlooking the city with the lights. I mean, it's beautiful. Now, after 3 years, 3+ years, We have a pool, seating area, I guess maybe even a restaurant, or they're cooking something. I don't know yet. Um, and there's still a pavilion because that's what was there first. So there's a seating area under the pavilion. So that's what they've done in 3 years. Now, the other thing is Prime Towers and first phase. First of all, Prime Towers and first phase. Prime Towers is 4 towers that are 16 stories high. And I call it 17 because you need a roof. So those were supposed to be built. Delivery date was supposed to be September 2025. And Horizon 1, well, I guess it's now, there's only one Horizon anyhow. There's not going to be a Horizon 2. So Horizon View was supposed to also be September. And 1/6 of a 1.8 mile uh, Farallon boardwalk, which was supposed to include man made beaches and uh, a few restaurants. But 1/6 of the boardwalk would be roughly, what is that, 0.3 of a mile? 3/10 of a mile. That is not happened. And that's very slow to happen. So now, if you're new, you would say, oh, look at this. It's up there. Yes, that's fine. The people that have paid 50 or 60 or 70 or 80% down have nothing to show for their investment starting 3 years ago. Meanwhile, the stock market has hit all time records, doubled, in fact, in 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. All time records highs each year. Keeps going. So when I say Nvidia, when I say Microsoft, Facebook, when I say MD, and you say I'm waiting on this thing to be built, this is where I have a problem, because you would have already earned 100% on your money. You don't have it languishing somewhere in the DR with unknown delivery dates. So right now, Prime Tower 1 supposed to be delivered June 2026. Great. Now, I'm going to say if I'm 20 minutes away from the beach or 25 minutes away from Punta Cana downtown, I don't think a pool, jacuzzi, restaurant, and a tower, or let's say they can build 2 towers or 2 towers, is going to be good enough for people to hang out. When there's no mini marts, there's no stores right nearby, you're going to have to drive out of the complex. So I don't get all enamored. And unfortunately, the person, it's Gruber, he doesn't, he hasn't looked at what somebody tells him. So again, I got a problem because he brings up the insurance. Well, anybody who purchased in the first phase, you have to pay for this so-called insurance. And then I questioned Larimar about it when I was there last. And I said, they go, we got insurance. And I said, what do you mean? What? You're Claire HP on the Spanish Stock Exchange. You're claiming you're going to build Larimar City and Resort. What type of insurance? What? That doesn't make any sense. Why do I need insurance for your supposed stellar reputation? I was like, what do you, that didn't make sense. Does that make sense to anybody? I don't understand why I'm going to care about insurance when we have a contract that you were supposed to build something and I'm paying you to build it. What do I have insurance of? I don't understand. You're going to claim you're going to be late. Are you going to give me some money or something? No. So what am I giving money to an insurance company for? So Gruber doesn't know that this thing about insurance, it required owners to pay for the insurance. Now, I don't know if it was maybe 3 grand, maybe 2 grand, maybe 5 grand. It was less than 5 grand. But the point is, why am I paying insurance for when I signed a contract for you to build me something? And now that was crazy. But now they claim for other people, they go, oh, the insurance is included. Well, I saw the insurance agreement last year or the year before. The other problem is, since Gruber is not in this, the contract said something along the lines of, if they don't deliver, guess who the money goes to? It didn't say it goes to the buyer, by the way. The insurance was actually for Claire H.P. Larimar. There wasn't language in there saying, oh, you get back the value of your unit that you purchased. Like the units, let's say 130. They're not saying you get back 130. They're saying the Claire H.P. Larimar guys get the money. Okay, so there's a lots of things. So yes, there is some improvement. Yes, but remember, delivery was supposed to be now. So this was just that little pool and jacuzzi area. That's, a nice little area. Uh, that was supposed to be done along with 3/10 of a mile of a real man-made beach with lounge chairs, a flowing Farallon. I don't know if, and one hotel, two hotels, by the way, was supposed to be built already. Um, so right now there is no towers. They're on floor maybe 3 because there's some of it's underground. So it's just now coming above ground at maybe 3 floors, 2.5, 3 floors, something like that. But it's all rebarb and cement. So there's no floors that's enclosed yet. They got like 14 more stories to go and surround it. They're claiming now July 2026. I don't know why they're saying that. That's only 8 months away. So again, once again, here we go. All right, we'll get into it a little more because I see DIM Pals is in the house. Another investor is here doing the stock market. But how? Options, income, options trading, and other type of trading. DIM Pals, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, all. He says he smashed that like button. It's free. Oh, I love it. That's right. It doesn't cost anything no matter which platform you're watching from. The check mark, the hand, the heart, whatever you see there, please hit that. Everybody on, the podcast. Make sure you guys hit the stars, the hearts, the check boxes, and let them know it's a fave. Add us to it. Good evening, all. Smash that like button. I like it twice. Very happy to see you once again, DM Pals. Okay, I have to get in position for this rate cut on Wednesday. That's correct. We know what's going to happen. The rate cut on Wednesday is guaranteed. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, I caution you, you better get on the ride. The ride is not indefinite. Just keep this in mind. What they're doing right now is blowing up a big bubble, and it's not supposed to be. They should not be cutting interest rates. They should be increasing them. Inflation is needing to go to 2%, isn't it? If it's at 3%, how can we get it down to 2? It's pretty simple. It's not. So when you increase the money supply, allow people to borrow more money, inflation. It's simple. All right. So get in position is right, ladies and gentlemen. This is part of the wealthy tricks, but it's not a trick. You pay attention to news and information that matters. CPI report is one thing. Let's see what the Feds say. about their report. In fact, you guys know I'm probably going to run it live because I'm going to have comments after this one. It's going to be very, very interesting because you know Jerome Powell already done called up and said, we're reducing the interest rate, Eric. And I already said, I object. What are you doing? He's like, I'm leaving in 8 months, 5 months. What do you mean? 6 months, I'm out. I was like, oh man, you doing this like this? He's like, aren't you part of the wealth crew? This is great for you. I'm like, yeah, but it's only great for the top 10 or 15%. It's not good for the rest. He's like, I'm out. So, of course, we're going to reduce the interest rates. And whatever crashes and burns after I leave, and one of Trump's stooges gets in, he's like, I don't care. I said, okay, all right. You want to play that game? Okay, all right. But who do you think is going to be able to buy these corporations' goods and services in America if they don't have money? And inflation is off the charts. He's like, not my problem. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is getting bad. They done broken the system. Insurance. What are you talking about? To insure what? The down payment of money that already belonged to you? Exactly my point. That's exactly my point. I said this. I didn't understand what I'm insuring. I don't get it. My insurance was the amount of money that they were getting. That ensured that you're supposed to build what you were supposed to build. They're going, yeah, well, we got insurance. We got everything insured. I'm like, it don't look like it to me from the paperwork I seen. Sure, it's insured, but it's not for the individual, is what I saw. So if somebody with Larimar has a contract that has to do with insurance, please send it to me at support at stopstrugglingnow.com. Let me see if you have another contract or insurance policy that says if they don't deliver on time, you get some money, or if they don't deliver, what, you get half of your money back. I mean, what are we talking about here? Just give me the insurance policy that doesn't say that they get money. All right. That's all I can say about it. So, no, I'm not happy about that. How much of a basis point cut do you think the Fed will give? 0.25. It's not going to be zero point 0.5 or anything. It's just going to be 0.25. Because, quite frankly, it should not be going down. So they're just going to do 0.25 now. But see, the 0.25 gets us to 3.5 for the rich guys or less. Interest only for 15 years. They might even expand it to 20 years for the corporations I'm referring to, ladies and gentlemen. I know. I'm not referring to you. You don't get that. Remember these guys that get subsidies and everything? They're the ones that get these 15-year interest only loans for 3% and 3.5%. And when it comes up almost due, then they renegotiate and give them an extension of another 10 years, interest only. So you can understand why it would be very easy for somebody to simply borrow $10 million, go buy bonds at 4.25% of it's available. It's probably still under 4. And then get a loan, interest only, at 3%, 3.2%. Make 1% arbitrage. Just saying. But 0.25 DIM pals is what I believe is going to happen. So, um, yeah, I actually probably should make a video about it. I'm trying to decide because I'm going to come off a little, I'm going to come off a little different because I want to use, because Daniel Malky was on our channel. He was talking a lot of stuff in 2023, June of 2023. The video is not up. Um, it's under where you can only get it if you have the link. But the point I'm going to make is on June 21st or June, I think it was June 17th, I think, somewhere in there, 2023. He was saying, this is what's going to happen. We're going over it. Remember those? Oh, by the way, post retirement travel, you might remember this. Remember when there was all this excitement about levels? Remember that? Think about that when you saw that video. Notice there's no levels. Remember how there was supposed to be beach clubs along the Farallon? And the lower level was supposed to be where people paid to go to the beach clubs. And then there was going to be a second level where it was the owners only beach club, and owners at Larimar, who owns condos, townhomes, and villas, could use either the first level or the second level. But the people that are coming from the outside paying to use these beach clubs could only stay on the first level. Remember that? So remember when you're watching that video, you notice they're not talking about levels anymore. Remember? Just saying. Just saying. All right. Um, remember when they said that they're going to have a golf course, and now they're going to have. Remember when they said they're going to have bungalows over water? Remember that? 5-star hotels, 2 of them, first phase by September 2025. You don't see none of that. So again, since we're not new, we're not impressed. I'm not impressed. I don't know about other people. I'm not impressed, and they're late. But again, I'm not gonna say they're okay. They are late, but you have to give them 6 months after, like everybody else, so they get till March of 2020. 6 months from now, right? They get until March, so let's call it what we're gonna call it. All right, March, April, I'll get, but it does not matter because nothing that they said on the time frame is going to happen. Meanwhile, people have made their payments. They've given them their 50, 60, 70%, and they're sitting and waiting. And post retirement travel, you know how that feels. And you know how it's, I don't even, first of all, yours is different because your building was not built. It's got to be a little different for everybody that owns at Larimar watching these guys throw parties like they did something, acting like, oh, look, we're going to have a golf course over here. But meanwhile, what do you mean, 2 golf courses? Yeah, well, we're not going to have the bungalows over water anymore. We didn't tell nobody, but we're just going to have a golf course where that was supposed to go. Like golf courses in Dominican Republic is major. Seriously, you don't need to have 2. But I digress. I guess if you're filling space with just some dirt and some mounds and doing a golf course and it rains all the time, yeah, I guess why build a structure that's cool as hell? Just put a golf course up front on the Farallon of no other place. I'm like, 9-hole golf. Seriously? Seriously, I would have taken a little bit more if you'd have just brought the 18-hole golf course down on one of this 1.8 miles of Farallon and 300 to 400 yards of it. You would have had 3 or 4 holes that you could have seen the ocean from there. Why 2? You don't, there's not enough Dominican golfers. Stop. But anyhow, they took that away. The 5-star over bungalows hotel, not happening. Golf course, no value. Uh, the second beach, the 5-star hotels by Sinesta, there's supposed to be 2 on the first phase. So when they're pointing while he's driving around, remember all this stuff was supposed to be delivered like around now or within the next 6, 7, 8 months, right? Not going to happen. So a new person would say, oh, good. Everybody else who's been around for 2, 3 years is like, okay, cool. I see something. It's all good. But what I was getting at was this: if you, um, again, if you invested, they have your money, and you're watching them prance around like everything's good. And again, Gruber doesn't realize what's happening because Gruber's still falling for Claire HP and Larimar are building everything. That's not true. They don't, I don't even know if they actually build anything, quite frankly. All I know is they said other people could build on their property. So that is like Vistacana, where you can have other developers build on their property. So that's why there's a Kairos, Kairos. They had a party, Kairos Townhomes. So I'm assuming Kairos Development might be doing it. So again, he's leading people to believe, which we believed back then, that Claire HP is a developer, that they're going to build all of Larimar. It's their baby. Nobody else is coming in to interfere. This is how we're going to build it. Here's all our renderings. So you have nothing to worry about. And now, 3 years later, they're not building the whole thing. See, there's problems in my eyes. So there we go. JP Morgan Chase is now accepting Bitcoin as loaned collateral. Oh my, here we go. This is a huge shift from the largest bank in the USA. Bitcoin, Ethereum are here to stay. We tried to tell them, right? Post-retirement travel a year and a half ago. We told everybody after we did our fiasco dabbling in all of these projects that went kapooey, blew up because we were trying to be on the cutting edge. NFTs, worthless damn near. Now, remember all the crypto earn interest on the crypto, the drip systems and all this stuff. Worthless. Pretty much scams. So now we have JP Morgan, the guys at Jamie Dimon, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago said Bitcoin's not a thing. It's worthless. But yet, he's one of the first ones buying in the background, trying to get up some developers and doing some crazy stuff. And now look, they're using Bitcoin as collateral. Why did that happen? Because, ladies and gentlemen, they've been buying it up. MicroStrategy, Tesla, few other corporations that get subsidies have been buying up the low prices, waiting for the next bull run. You know when the next bull run is happening? It's going to be coming soon. It coincides with the stock market. It is not a separate asset class anymore. Stock market goes up, Bitcoin goes up. Stock market goes down, Bitcoin goes down. It's not a separate asset class. So it's here to stay. Bitcoin, Ethereum, a little bit of it'll do you, ladies and gentlemen. A few cups of coffee every week. Just throw it in. Does not matter. 2028. That's right. 3 years from now. Just remember, SSN Nation told you, you should have some Bitcoin, Ethereum, but particularly Bitcoin in your wallets right now. When will it get to $1 million? Could it be 2028? I know it sounds crazy, right? How about math? You guys, you got to like math. There's a reason I'm saying this. Mathematical is why I'm saying it. All right? Stay tuned. But I won't be on YouTube 3 years from now, so we won't be able to go hashtags told you so. Brian P., Mr. Dividend is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says, happy day, Eric. Thank you. I hope all is well with you and your family. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Hopefully all is well with you and your family too. Happy day, SSN family. Smash that like button. We got to do it. And we are making money in here. That's what we try to do. Because again, wealth tricks, ladies and gentlemen, are no tricks. So in the chat room, I already gave you the tracy.sharpe with a E at the end of Sharpe, Tracy, Tracy.Sharpe, SHARPE, at moneyladder.com, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you get your debt resolved without filing bankruptcy, without having debt collectors. You can get your debt reduced. They negotiate for you. Then you can make payments over a year, year and a half, 2 years. It says you're paid in full, good standing. That helps you a lot, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go. On the video, they said they are going to extend the pool out of the off the ridge. I guess to look like a suspended pool. Now, that will be very unique. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's going to be very nice. That's cantilevered. Uh, Again, I'm not going out there. I there's just certain things. I mean, sure, it might work. I mean, it looked like they were doing something down below, but that would look like a space. Um, so how can I say this? Because again, if you start, first of all, water weighs a lot. First of all, you start putting things over a cliff and you have movement. Remember, the DR, islands in the Caribbean, they actually move. They have earthquakes. All the islands have earthquakes. There's earthquakes on in the ocean a lot around DR, around Puerto Rico, around Jamaica. It's just the nature of the beast. So for them to talk cavalierly about doing these things, the ground moves. So I'll start it off with that. Secondly, when you start doing these, if you do cantilevers, that's one thing. I don't think they're going to be silly enough to do that. But you're going to have stilts on the side of a mountain. I'm not very happy with that either. Um, so either way, that is high risk in my opinion to talk like that. Yes, in some of the old renderings, they did have a pool that went way off of the cliff to be over the cliff. I mean, it would be stunning, yes, but what you have to understand is this, because the reason why this has come up is because when I was making my house, I wanted to cantilever, right? Um, and the bottom line is, in order to cantilever anything, you have to have, let's just let's just go out 100 feet. All right, it's not going to be that big, but let's just say they went out 20 feet, right? That means you have to be 20 feet on land. Plus, you're going to need some weight over there on land as well to offset the cantilever. All right. For that's hanging in free motion. So that's why that would be high risk, in my opinion. So I think they're going to have to do something different, right? Maybe an illusion of one, or they're going to use, I don't know what they're going to do, but I would think they're going to put stilts up just as precaution. I don't think they're going to let that free float, but who knows? Uh, yeah, if they try to do the cantilever thing, I'm a little, worried. Just like I'm worried about 17-story towers. Remember, there's high winds that hurricanes come through. Right now, we're talking about a Melissa's. It's 175 miles per hour. This is one of the biggest hurricanes by strength. It's got to be in the top five, if not number one. They're talking about this could pick up even more steam. This is hopeful. It's I shouldn't say hopefully. It's not. It's going to hit either Jamaica or Haiti, and I think it's looking towards Jamaica. It's going to go over that. That's going to be destruction city. It's crazy, but that right there, 17 stories high. You have towers. Are they building towers that can sway a little bit or withstand these 100? 80-mile-per-hour winds? I don't know. Like I said, if I own there, I'm a little worried. These are tall buildings. This is why they originally limited buildings to 4 feet. I mean, 4 floors, 4 to 5 floors, because that's, down. You don't have this shearing. But when you start talking about these towers, that's shearing. And I don't know, but yeah, in Santo Domingo, they have towers, right? But who's building the towers at Larimar? I don't know. And since I'm from California, and there's earthquake potentials, you would hope that it has skates, as I call it, where it moves. You guys have heard me talk about this before, where the building can actually shift, right? And it can also withstand winds, right? So all of this is underground. It's built in the ground on the rock bed, on the bedrock. All of this is by design. I don't know if these guys did anything like that. So I'm just saying, I'm a little leery with this. Businesses in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. The Seamless Genius is here. And she gave us something, on Friday that was, yum, yum, yum. 8% a week, and it's paying. Unbelievable. That's right. You heard me. I know. In the past, there was things that came up like this and it just turned out to be not good. But right now she's getting paid. The money's coming in. It's liquid. 8% a month if you invest with a certain company. It's very interesting. Hey, boss is the tagline, and SSN fam. Hello again. Happy Monday. Thank you. Happy Monday to you and your family. Prayers for Jamaica. Exactly. Exactly. We're talking about 175, ladies and gentlemen, miles per hour. Man, and there's other islands in the way if it goes north of Jamaica. This is like a catastrophe. This is going to be very bad. I'm hoping it just hits this one end of the island, but it doesn't look like it's just going to go on that very tip on the eastern side. It looks like it's going to move over to hit some land, serious land. We're hoping not. I was hoping it was thread the needle in the ocean and go through between Haiti and Jamaica, but doesn't look that way. One of the risks of living in the Caribbean: hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes. So it's how you go. Yes, sir. I'm making money. If anybody needs help with the program, let me know. I'll have to talk about that program on Wednesday night because I did not check it out because, as you guys know, I'm back in Vegas. All right. So I'm over the weekend, had to do some things. Now back in Vegas. So Wednesday, we'll be talking about the program. How about that? That sounds like a winner for me. Hopefully it'll be a winner for you guys. So stay tuned. That's right. You heard me. 8% per month. I mean, sorry, per week. Per month would have been outstanding, but per week, man. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't look good for Jamaica right now. God help them. Yes, we're hoping that front can move it over to that little alleyway between Haiti and Jamaica. At least I'm hoping, I'm sure others, that it moves it over so it doesn't give 100% impact on the island at all. Just a partial would help because it's going to be havoc even if the partial happens. I just didn't want the whole thing. So we're hoping it shifts east just a little. Just a little. 32% per. Yeah, that's I don't even like talking about that because traditionally when it sounds too good to be true, it is. But it's always hard when somebody's actually getting paid. It's just astonishing. It's true. I mean, it is what it is. So we're going to check it out. We'll talk about it on Wednesday night. So stay tuned. Don't miss 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen, because the wealth tricks, speaking of wealth tricks, sometimes you have to take flyers, right? High risk, high rewards. Yep, proof is my wallet. Well, we know you're getting paid. We know that. But, we've been down this path before where we were getting paid and then didn't. So we will see cautiously. We'll check them out and we'll see if anybody wants to roll on Wednesday night. So stay tuned. Wealth tricks again. Let me explain some other wealth tricks, which aren't tricks, obviously. You guys heard of vitamin water, right? And this brings up a story because again, you guys heard of the I give you guys stories about the 2003 Super Bowl in San Diego, Raiders versus Tampa Bay, and at the Playboy Mansion party at the Science Center was off the charts, red carpet and all. At the Science Center, 2003, mind you, January back then, probably at the end of January, 2003, end of January, Playboy Mansion. Guy comes up, or shall I say, lady comes up, and they have back then when it was a party for real, they had the plates, hors d'oeuvres, champagne, whatever, food. They actually had food at the parties. Um, hey, we have something new, vitamin water. Really? What is this? Got all kind of vitamins in here. Right on. Yeah, we're testing it out. Let us know what you think. Okay. So we take the vitamin. Oh, this is good, and it's got minerals and nutrients in it. Oh, mm. So what happens? Come to find out, could have invested in vitamin water at the time. I know. Of course, I wasn't privy to the investment opportunity at the time. And then you fast forward years later, and you hear things like 50 cents invested in vitamin water, got a few $100 million. Yeah. You hear all these people invested in this. Oh, check this out. Let us know what you think. We're just breaking out with this. So, this is why I always say investment opportunities come up. You just don't know that you should even be asking. You just never know what's going to happen. And that's one of those times. And again, I've told you guys about the Uber story, knew about that. That was crazy. The Airbnb stories, all that was to be had in the Bay Area for $10,000 to $25,000. You could have got in. You would have gotten uh, your percentage would have got reduced because they would have done some more borrowing rounds. But nonetheless, you would have had a couple, more than a couple, because I can't remember how many it was. It was substantial. It was like maybe I can't remember. I just want to say 2,000 shares, something like that. Um, but it doesn't matter. You would have got diluted a little bit, but you would have still had 2,000 shares. 20, or was it 20,000 shares? I can't remember what it was, two something. I'm not good with the numbers after 20 years or something. But nonetheless, I think everybody would have liked 2,000 shares or 20,000 shares of Airbnb when it came out on the IPO, and you would have probably had to wait for 6 months or whatever it was in there before you could actually sell it. But nonetheless, most people would have liked that little $60 per share, right? That'd be a lot of money now. So you never know. When opportunities knock, sometimes you have to look, you have to go find out, you have to put money in. So I missed the Airbnb, the Uber, vitamin water. We can't win them all, ladies and gentlemen. All right. But those are the wealth tricks. You have to be in position to be able to find out about deals. So living in California, whether it's Southern California or Northern California, there's a lot of companies, these startups that are innovative, and they take investment money that's not even on anybody's radar. They'll say simple things: $10,000, $25,000, simple stuff. And you can get in, but we're not going public. So that's one of the things, right? So think about Airbnb. We're selling shares in what, 2010 or 11, somewhere like that. So they didn't go public till when? 2023, was it? Or 2022? So all that time you wouldn't have been on the stock market. So again, you would have had to wait, right? 10 years. Sure, you could have sold the stocks amongst people who you could offer to, but so what? That's how it goes. All right, let's go. That's Cat 5 hurricane blew right over the island. Puerto Rico has parts that are still recovering from Cat 5 Maria in 2017. It will be very bad tomorrow. Exactly. Exactly, because Jamaica's built similar to Puerto Rico. Just like it would be bad if it hits Haiti. Same type of scenarios. So no matter what it hits, and after that, it could hit some parts of the Bahamas. It's not going to stop. It's over water, warm water. That's what hurricanes feed off of. And there's probably going to be another one coming too, which is bad. Fives. Jeez. I don't even want to talk about it. That's just so sick. Biznessa, hello. When you withdraw, you get it in Bitcoin. Do I have that right? Yes, that is correct. Yes, sir. You send it in Bitcoin and you withdraw it in Bitcoin. Exactly. Yeah, we like that. Again, wealth tricks, ladies and gentlemen. There's always opportunities. You just have to be looking, open mind. That is the way you win. That is one of the wealth tricks, by the way. You actually have to be looking. By the way, you want to start a business? Nope, forget starting. How about buy a business that already has profits coming in? Bizbuysell.com, 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 B-I-Z, buy, B-U-Y, sell, S-E-L-L.com. Okay, everybody on podcast, hopefully you got that. Make sure you guys write this down. That's why you need your pen, pads, and papers. All right. So we got to the findhelp.org, right? Because these are the wealthy tricks. Even the wealthy get SBA loans, right? Even the wealthy got PPP loans, right? Even corporations got PPP loans, right? Wasn't welfare, was it? And they let a lot of the PPP loans be forgiven. Oh my, now that's like welfare, right? Oh yeah, the Lakers organization, Kanye West. Oh yeah, all these people were taking money, you know? Ruth Chris. Yeah, they weren't shy about it. Come on. Congressmen and their corporations, they were taking money too. Man. And then it was forgiven, like I told you guys it would be, because it was built for the wealthy. Sure, there's a few people that could get in on the PPP loans, but it was basically for the transfer money to the wealthy. So I told you guys it was going to be forgiven back then. I said they're going to be forgiven, but I'm not going to talk about it because people who don't have corporations were going to just apply and then get arrested. And that's what happened. Because people were like, well, you don't have 20 employees, you don't have 50 employees. Why are you asking for 2 million or 1 million or 500,000? We shipped it to you. You spent it on cars, vacationing, jewelry, clothes. And then people got arrested, which I told you was going to happen. And all you guys who you were one of the in the crowd that said, talk about the PPPs. I said, nope, can't do it. It's a trap. It only is going to, if you're a person that has an actual company that has some employees, then go for it. But I'm not going to talk about it because it's a trap. They're going to have ordinary citizens getting these PPP loans and going to jail because they're thinking it's money that they can just use. And they're not going to worry about what the rich used it for. They're going to worry about what you, the little guy, used it for. So that's why we stayed away. We only talked about that EIDL, where they gave you 1,000, 2,000, whatever it was. That was good enough free money. All right. The rest of the stuff, can't do it. All right. Let's get back to it. The wealth tricks, ladies and gentlemen. Are you getting the tricks yet? Investment is mandatory. Stock market, Bitcoin. That's good. Now you need to learn how to trade. DIM Pals, post retirement travel. We have a few more. Uh, Mr. Dividend is here. We got a few people who like to dabble and do very well in the stock market. Doing trading, not option trading, but actually stock trading, Bitcoin, UCD trading, USD, sorry, not UCD, USD trading, BTC versus the dollar trading, gold versus the USD, XAU, USD. People do Bitcoin, Ethereum. You can trade anything, right? But learning to trade is going to be your exit strategy if all else fails. So if you have a skill set that relies on what the top 10% owns 93% of the stock market, but you don't have money to actually put into the stock market of substantial amounts, fine. How about you make some money by trading? But unfortunately, you're going to have to learn. This is not a skill set that anybody can just wake up in a week and be very good at. You have to study. This is an assignment, ladies and gentlemen. You do, I believe it was post retirement travel that said on Friday, you do what 99% of other people won't do or can't do, then you are going to be very successful. Well, guess what? The numbers are something like if somebody tries to do day trading, the numbers are like 95% failure rate. The 5%, sure, might be killing it. But I don't like those odds. So, what makes you be able to do some sort of trading where you are successful? Well, just like anything, just like your job, you have to study, you have to pay attention to details, and you have to keep learning. You don't get to set it and forget it. There's always something that you need to learn. You don't know everything, especially starting from scratch. So, my first thing that I've been talking about is, which I have not made a video, which I will be making a video tomorrow. And again, I want to make a video that Gruber did on Larimar. I just don't really know. I'm kind of broken up about it because I want to use his video, which would actually point out everything that I said tonight. I want to use this video where I say, hey, this right here ain't what's happening, but I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to get a copyright strike. See, that's the problem. For me, I'll get a copyright strike. For everybody else, it's just commentary on some people's things. You see where I'm going with this? I'll get demonetized because I'll have complaints from the parties. The guys will say, this ain't right. He's talking about us and he's not telling no lies, but damn, he's hurting our business. That kind of stuff. So anyhow, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Candle Bible is a good place to start. All right. I'm going to put it in the chat room. It's 160 pages, but it's Bible language, but it's candlestick Bible, not the actual Bible. It's the Bible for reading candlesticks. Reading candlesticks does help you in some capacity. And it could actually help you in a large capacity because the beauty of trading is you can do it at your convenience. When you see something, that does not mean just because the stock market's going up, you got to enter. You might say, well, let me wait until I feel comfortable when I see some of these signs because I keep seeing them. You have to practice. Speaking of practice, let me see how I can do this because I need a, oh, yeah. We can do that. You can practice. But here, the PDF for the Bible, ladies and gentlemen, it's there. Go withdraw it. This is how you make money on the stock market that will go by your skills. You don't have to leave it to buy the ETF VOO, which is fine. I gotta recommend VOO, SPY, QQQ. That's right, I beat you to it, post retirement travel. So those are the things that you should put your money into, right? Let the big boys dance with your money. They do about 9%, 10% annually on average. And these booms, like they're having now, it's going to be higher than that. It could be 14, 15%. It happens. I'm pretty sure this year it's probably going to be 14, 15%. I would guess that easily, if not more. You have these breakouts every now and then you have a reset on the other side, which is what is going to happen, where you might have a 6% year or a 3% year, but you had a 18% year. So it averages at over time 9%, 10%. But in this era, because they replaced the losing stocks on the stock indexes, that helps the ETFs like the VOOs, the VOOGs, the VTIs, the SPYs, the QQQs, right? So anyhow, the Bible's in the chat room. I'll have a link down below in the description box after this live stream. Okay. All right. Is that okay? In fact, I might have it in. In fact, I don't think I've ever put the Bible on in the chat room after the live stream on replay. So this may be the first. I don't think I've ever done it. But nonetheless, so wealthy tricks, ladies and gentlemen. Are they really tricks? Markets are on fire. What are you doing? Waiting? I already told you guys on Friday night and before that the Microsofts, the Nvidias, the AMDs, the, the Amazons, all of the companies that make the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and Dow move, they are all buying back their stock in the billions. 3 companies are doing 10 billion by themselves, about 3 billion each. Then you add another 3, they're doing about another 8, 7. So we're talking about $20 billion of stock buybacks over the next, well, now 2 years. That's right, 2 years. They're buying back their stocks, which means their stock price is going to increase. And by the way, has anybody checked? Nvidia is at 190 now. AMD is in the 200s. That's right. Qualcomm took a pop today because now they're talking about they're making a chip just as good as AMD's and Nvidia's. So now they're coming in. This is like dot-com bubble bust all over again. This is like 1999 all over again. So be cautious. But don't stop investing, ladies and gentlemen. You have no choice. What choice do you have? You're going to put your money in the bank and have 3.5, 3% interest now? Knowing good and well inflation is above 3%? Come on. This is what happened in the EU. Again, nothing is new under the sun. The EU burnt out their markets as well. And that's why the United States is burning out their markets. So we're going to lose world currency eventually. It looks like China may gain it. And then things go sideways from there. And then they'll be acting like, do what we say. We'll cut you off. We'll do an embargo against you. I mean, just be careful, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you need to diversify. All right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So anyhow, the Candle Bible's there. And by the way, it led me to this CoinX, which, okay, here. This is a broker account that you need to set up so you can study, right? All right. So here, is the link for the SSN Nation. Go sign up. When you go there and register and sign up, then you get a demo account. All right. The demo account basically has $5,000 in it. So now you can play, not real money, it's play money. $5,000 of play money that and you can always reload. All right. You just go to demo. I'll explain it just in case somebody sees this. You go to demo and add, on the home page after you log in, then you'll see a page. You go at the lower left, there's boxes, and you go add funds. Then make sure you're on your demo account, and then it'll ask for your demo ID account. You put the demo ID account in, then you put how much you want. It goes up to $5,000. So you can put $5,000 so you can play. You can test your strategies. You can do whatever you want because you can always reload it. All right. So, like right now, I've been testing, I've been playing. I am negative 10. Well, there's a reason, but I'm negative 10 grand because I've been playing, because I've actually done a few things, because I was like, what happens if I don't close out overnight and just wake up the next day? Well, guess what happened? It was still, the trade was still open, and it went very south. It's the day that the gold went dropped from like 4,700 to 4,400 or 43. I don't remember. It was a significant drop off. So I tested. I was like, all right. Then I started testing trades that were micro trades, and quite frankly, that didn't go well either. And so I've been testing all types of different strategies that's off in left field. And so then I was like, okay, I've tested all the ones off in left field. Clearly they're dangerous. Now let's get back down to biz. But again, we went negative 10 after going up. What were we at? We were around 80, 75. So we went up 2,500. Then I started doing some other testing. I was like, okay, I got this. So then after that, I was like doing some off the wall stuff just to check stuff. I still haven't, and it's on MT4. Well, first of all, you can use MT4 or MT5, either one. So you're going to download the software MT5, and you can do that when you sign up at CoinEx. All right. So everybody sign up at CoinEx. Yes, there's a link of some sort. Everybody has one after they register and tell others to sign up. So here you go. It's on the chat room. Go check it out. I guess I put it up twice. So once again, that's a way that you can actually test. So now you can go get the Bible. Then you can study different things, get familiar with MT4, MT5 platforms, if that's what you want to use. You can also use TradingView, things like that, but they're not connected with TradingView. All right. So you connect your account. So you'll have an account number on CoinEx, like I said. Then you get MT4 app or MT5. I only trained on the baby. MT4 is like a baby thing. I come to find out. My friends are on TradingView, which looks totally sweet, different. But I was like, I'm still not there yet. I'm still trying to get the candle things down because I want to get 80%. Like I said, I need an 80% win rate. That's my goal. 80 plus. 8 out of 10 trades is what I'm really trying to get to. I'm not at 8 out of 10. All right. It appears I'm like at 6. 6 is not good enough. That's almost break even. Not good enough. So just like anything else, got to go to the lab, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So that's what you do. Go there, get that, study the Bible. It's going to take time. It's 160 pages, but it does help if you are already download, and then you can Google too, or be on YouTube, and maybe I'll do this too. And you could show people how to, what they look for, and shortcut it someone instead of not having to learn MT4, right? There's people that have it on YouTube too. It's little shorts versions of what to do and what it looks like. But it's easy. It's not that hard. So then you can choose what you want to trade, whether it's everything. I mean, you can trade stocks. You just can't do futures on the MT4 as far as I know. But you can do stocks on all Asian. You can do Asian stocks if you want it. The London Stock Exchange, the corp companies in the EU. You could do the United States, obviously. You can do forex, which is trading currencies or commodities. You can do a bunch of things. All right. You can trade everything. Bitcoin, like I said, or Ethereum. You can trade crypto, stocks. I'm trying to think what else. Soybeans. I mean, you can do anything. Everything's open 24. Well, not 24/7. Starting Sunday night till Friday, 24 hours a day. Friday night, Saturday, closed down, open back Sunday evening. So literally, you could be trading the Asian market, the London market, the US markets. They overlap all in the same day. All right. And you could be making money. Just saying. Yourself at your terms, your time of day, whenever you want. All right. So that's one way you should consider the wealthy tricks as well. There's a way to do it. We'll get into some few other things. But now, uh, down below in the description box, what do I need? I need a bunch of things, quite frankly, right? We need our credit. There's a little credit help that's going to be down below. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. I need something here. I'm looking for, nope. Remember, I started with the grants. There we go. And what I'm about to do is down below in the description box, everybody on replay, it's going to be in this description box in about 2 minutes. All right. And there's more than just what we discussed tonight. I don't have CoinX in the description box, but I will add it. But we have something else. So we have the grants that's going to be there. We have a few other items, the loans, the tracy.sharpe at moneyladder.com, the video when she was working for debt resolution that helps out as well. We have Self, Credit Strong, Smart Credit, National Credit Direct that can actually help improve your credit scores. That's also there. Webull, Robinhood, Moomoo, if you guys would like to invest with that. And by the way, the $100 experiment, I'm at 45%. For the first, what is that? It's probably 5 months now, is it? 4 months? I think it's 4 months. 4 months, we're at 45% this year because I did 100. We're up to 145, which is pretty awesome. Some of the things in there is YMAX, YMAG. Those are dividend stocks from Yomax ETF. PSEC, which is around 17% dividend. I have ARR. We're at around 19% dividend. A little of it's in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has, let me see. Yeah, it has risen about 10%, I would say. But see, that 10% adds up. All of that was on $100 even. So we're up to 145 in about 4 or 5, let's just say 5 months. All right. So I'm doing a little experiment that I was just going to do just to go zero. Now I reinvest. I'm reinvesting the dividends. I have IVR also. But then remember, these are only like 1, 3, 5 shares, 2 shares, 1 share, things like that. I'm trying to think if there's something else I have in there, but that's about it. It's not that many in there. But just so you understand, PSEC, ORC, and ARR, the three of those together, an average is about 18% annually from the dividends. So that alone is pretty good. So if you add Yomax ETFs and they're giving you 40 something. It's something like that. It's like 40 something. And then when you add Bitcoin, which is a variable, because again, if it goes from 195, 100, let's say, and it goes to 126, so it fluctuates. So right now, Bitcoin's around 110, I think. If it goes back up to 125, then obviously that helps up the percentage, right? Because that'd be another 10%. So we're doing pretty good that way. Yomax ETFs probably responsible for the 60 to 70% rate. And then Bitcoin also is because I think it's around 103, 102, somewhere like that. So 110 gets you almost 10%. 113 is 10%. 120 is almost 20%. So it's all making sense with the numbers because it should be over 20 some percent. So for sure, 45 is good. But again, we're reinvesting dividends. Remember, reinvesting matters. So we're not just taking the money out from the dividends, we're putting that money back in. So that's why we have another percentage that's rising. So you guys understand that's more money coming into the kitty. All right. So think about it. And all of them, I think, are dividends. If I'm not, yeah, I don't. Oh, Nvidia too. Sorry. Nvidia, a little piece. It's a dollar piece, like $10 or something. But Nvidia's doubled 100% for that $10 out of the 100. So again, that's major as well because we were under 100. Now it's 190. So it's 100 and some percent. So keep that in mind. All right. Just forgot about that too. It was like a little $10 or something. So it's double 20. So that's pretty good as well. So think about it. And NVIDIA was already told before. Remember, we talked about this 4 or 5 months ago when the analyst said, oh, it's going to be 200 to 250. Everybody was saying this. Well, by the end of the year, they're right. The analysts, they're right. It's 190 now. The odds of it getting to 200 after the rate cut is pretty good in the next 2 months. I think they're right. So you guys would have been on the bandwagon, and we had our own seamless genius, rarely getting into the stock market, was lucky enough to get in at NVIDIA at 90, I believe it was. Somewhere like that. And now look, 190, $100 per share, ladies and gentlemen. EV Place, he got NVIDIA when it dropped one day to 85 earlier this year. I was at 89 to 91, somewhere in that area. And then 95. It's like, because when they said it's going, everybody's going, it's going to be 200 to 250. So by the end of this year, I was like, yeah, all the analysts are saying this. Why are they saying this? Because they saw the orders from other major corporations like Oracle, right? They knew AMD. They knew all this correlation going on. So they were like, oh, these guys are about to buy hundreds of billions of dollars from this one company, their stock price. And then here's AMD over here, which I do not have in that 100 because that only have limited funds if you start with 100, right? So they were like less than Nvidia at one time, and now their stock is already in the mid twos. It surpassed Nvidia faster. It's crazy. AMD, no joke. All right, I'm going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys on Wednesday night. And again, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should make a video based on the Gruber video about the latest thing? Because I'm not going to have really, my thing is, I'm not going to have anything good to say. I mean, I'm going to have good things to say, but not really. Because I'm back in 2022, 2023, 2024 when certain statements were made. So I say good, but is it really? It's kind of crazy. In my eyes, I don't know. So let me know what you guys think. before I pull the trigger, because like I said, I know what I know he's gonna get mad. He's gonna be like, "What the hell? This dude's using my vehicle, talking trash." But I'm like, "Hey, wait, isn't this what you're supposed to be doing out here? Reactions, reactions. I thought that was good. No, not good. Well, that's funny stuff, though, ladies and gentlemen. All right, hold on, I'm doing something in the background. Wow, wealth tricks. That's a thing. Okay, that's funny. All right, down below in the description box, there's some things down there for you. So go handle biz, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get left behind, because that's all that's happening right now. More and more Americans, more people from around the world is going to be left behind. This is not sustainable. You want your financial freedom, that's going to get harder and harder. And if you don't have your health, that's going to derail you. You're going to need your health, because you don't know if you're going to have health coverage the way things are going. So just keep all of this in mind. I mean, I talked about this on Friday, but we may have people that didn't see Fridays. So I just want to reiterate, eat healthy if you can, because that will go a long way later. And just think, 20 years ago, when people could not get health care coverage because they had pre-existing conditions, and think how many people died because of that. And then you have an Affordable Care Act that somehow gets passed. And then you cannot be denied insurance for pre-existing condition. Well, we have a party that's in power that wants to get rid of ACA, which means anybody that has pre-existing conditions, which is a large percentage of the population, the insurance company can either increase your rates astronomically or deny you. So you could not have health care coverage. Now, due to our laws, a person is, an ambulance ride and you need something to happen, they're going to take you, but now you're going to have medical debt. And it's tens of thousands of dollars for spending nights and days in a hospital. So that is a problem, a huge problem. So I caution you, try to make your health the best it can be. All right. Now, that is the wealth tricks as well. That's why the wealthy, notice generally they're fit, they're not sick as much. Yeah, they can get infections and things. How much money are you thinking to start with? Real money. Uh, what do you mean? In trading? Uh, I don't know. Probably not. I'm just starting with probably like $1,000. Just what I've been doing. I'll start with like 1,000 just to test the waters, even though it won't be a test for me in reality. But that's what I'll probably start. In fact, I had like four. The wife's account has like 430 or something, 450 in it. And so I was talking with her, and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to start with that. Yeah, feel confident. But again, I'm not 100% confident. I wanted to start trading this week, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, because after I had to, break down the numbers, like I told you guys, don't lie to yourself. I realized I'm only doing 6 out of 10. Just as I thought. I thought I was 60. I was hoping I was 70, but I'm like not even 6 out of 10. It's like 57%. That's not good. That's 50 it's 60, and if you round up, but still that's not good enough. That's 50-50. That means I'm not going to win. So I had to delay until sometime, until I get my numbers up. We're not there. I told you I need 80%. I'm not getting there. But I'm still studying. I'm still learning. I talked to another person, like I told you guys on Friday, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I got more to learn now. Because they claim they're at 90%. Again, I haven't seen him in person, but the way he was explaining some things, I was like, oh my gosh, I got a long way to go. Long way to go. Hmm. Oh, no, 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 no. 1K is a good start. So you run the bot simultaneous, correct? No, no, I'm not. No, no, no. I'm actually doing the old fashioned way. My own trading, my own calls. The only way I'm trading the bot is if it would have been like today. If I would have been doing things today, oh, by the way, the stock market, the gold US XAU USD was around 43, I think, on Sun or Friday night, and it's down to around 4,000 right now. So if I would have done anything today, I would have. In fact, let me go look. I would have. I would have ran the bot because again, it tends when it goes down. When the market goes up, down, that that leans tends to trend downward. Yeah, see, it's down to 39.97 right now. Crazy. Remember the highs were what, 46? Was it at one time? Yeah, it went from 4,100 down to 3,994. That was a long drop all day long until now. It's 3,994 right now. And it was over 40, I think it was 4,100 last night. It was 41. Yeah, it was. I was messing around. It was 41. What is it? It was like 41.40 or something. And then it went down to 4,003 when I was messing around with it. And so I went up like on the demo. I was like, okay, I cut on the bot because it was dropping. I said, it looks like all the candles, everything looks right, drops. Went up to $200 plus in less than a few minutes because it was dropping. It was just, and then I cut it off. It was fast. So then earlier today, before the live stream, that's right, before the live stream, I was playing around. I went to what was it, point one for each trade. And that's when I did like $210 in less than 3 minutes. So I was all good. I was like, that's beautiful. So I had to take it more serious. I was like, because it's going down. It went down from 4,000. I think it was around 4,003 or 4,004. And it dropped to 3,999, 3,999, 39.98, something like that. That short movement from two trades at 0.10, not 0.01, XAU USD, 200, and I think it was 210. Just that quick. In less than, it was quick. It was like 5 minutes. So if that, might have been less. And what I did was, instead of going in the smaller increments, 0.01 of the lots, I did 0.10. That meant a larger risk because the wins will be higher and the losses will also be higher. But I felt very confident. So again, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. But again, it was just everything, the candles, everything went, and I said, oh, this is going down. Okay, let's go. Basically. So this was at, what was it, 6, probably around 6. So it was pretty good. But yeah, I'm only running the bot basically if I see a downward trend. And by the way, the day that the market went crazy down, the guy had $854 in his account. He cut the bot on. He ends up with $36,000 the next morning. Right, from $854. I know. No, I was not on that night. Again, I'm not doing the bot because when there's trending up, the bot doesn't do well. So when it went down like that, yes, the guy won massively. 4,600 down to 4,300, massive. That hasn't even happened and I don't even know how long. So while we were having it creep up and taking L's, this guy jumps in $850 some and he gets 36 grand. One night. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, that's here nor there because we do the we can do the bot. Speaking of the bot, if you're interested in the bot, again, high risk, high rewards. I shouldn't. Gold Rush Register .info, referred by Eric BYRD. If you're interested to find out more information, because that's where you go find out more information. I'll put a link right here, and you put in. It does have referral. They'll tell you about it. And I guess I should have this because I was going to start talking about the Candle Bible. Go through it, do something. So I'm going to have this picture here on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So that is what you will see, which will be pretty cool. So that'll be on the screen when I run the demo. I'll run a bot. I can actually show the bot, but again, it'll all be based on, we're talking the candle. I'm going to do the Candle Bible videos, page 1, it won't be page 1, page 3, page 4, page 5. All right. I'll do a video on it and everybody can find out, but there goes, go check it out yourself, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the screen, goldrushregister.info if you're interested in the Autobot. Just remember, in my opinion, it trades well when the market's trending in a downward trend. And you can cut it on and off if you prefer. But again, cutting it on and off means you're delaying positions because it buys so many positions within a minute. It's crazy. And it works real well when you have all those positions and it starts trending the way that it's making you money because it goes fast. You'll look and see like $50, 100, 150, 200, 300, especially if it starts moving in a direction. And then it's exciting to watch. But again, high risk, high rewards. Even at 0.01, not 0.1, 0.01. So you're at a small level, but it moves fast because there's so many trades that's entered because it's automated with an Autobot. All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about that as well, which gets you the wealth tricks. You don't think all these rich guys making these trades are doing it manually, do you? Come on. That's not a thing. All right. They're not doing it manually either. So just think about it. All right. We're going to wrap this up. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, I know Brian P., Mr. Dividend, says go check your emails. I did not. We'll do the emails on Wednesday night because there's a lot going on. Way too much going on. So once again, I want to thank everybody for being here. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support over all these years. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to get harder. The Gen Z, it's going to be a rough ride. Because the wealth curve started because of World War II and the United States manufacturing facilities and slavery with the low wages, great production. People bought from USA made. Prices were low. Prices were right. And the boomers got the FDR deal with Social Security. That's right. There was no Social Security in 1930. There was no Medicaid, Medicare. There was none of that. You fend for yourself. But in the New Deal, safety nets were put into place. The boomers benefited greatly. Jobs galore. World War II. Manufacturing facilities springing up because of it. Space race is on. War, bombs, weaponry, computers, all coming up. The perfect, nice livable wage job where only one person could work and provide for a family of four. Car, house, food on the table, and two children. One person. And not only that, they were able to watch their real estate holdings appreciate. Commercial real estate appreciate. So you can only imagine. But they didn't live with two people having to work. They didn't live with needing daycare that cost you a week's worth of wages. They didn't have to live with one bag of groceries for $100. No. See, livable wage jobs were abundant. Union jobs was 15 to 20% of American employees, which provided health care for you and your family. I'll repeat. Corporations provided health care for you and your family. One person worked. That's not today, ladies and gentlemen. What used to be one person works, now you need two and a half to make the same livable wages. It's crazy when you think about it. You have to make $44 to $66 per hour in 1959 money to live the same way. Depending on which state you live in is why some is $44 and some change, just call it $45. And in some states, $67 per hour. You can figure those states out, right? Pretty easy, right? So if you're not making those numbers, then you're not living as good as anybody in 1959. One person, ladies and gentlemen. That's the numbers for one person. The $4 per hour job in 1959, you have to make $45 to $67 per hour now. And by the way, I haven't even ran the numbers on that. I just want to see what the $60 per hour is. 60 times 40. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, 60 times 40. Yeah, that's 2,400. That's 8 G's a month. That's 96,000 a year. Yeah, that gets you a nice home. You can get a $350,000 home, $400,000 home. Yeah. You can have a car in the garage. One person will work. There's your number. Yeah, that's $60 an hour. Yeah, that could work in a lot of places. 66 is even more. So you get to make over 100,000. Yeah, that works. One person can do damage. Don't need two, but we don't have those livable wages across the board anymore. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. The wealthy tricks aren't tricks. This is, you have to invest either your time, your energy, your knowledge, and more in today's environment. The government is not willing to subsidize the American citizens any longer. So you better figure out where you're going to fit in and what you're going to do. And with all that said, stay out of trouble. You never know what people are doing out here. But no matter what, keep the brave faith poke your chest out, study, and keep your head up. Keep moving.